What's happening, everyone? Nicky Hawkins here, West Ham Fan TV, back once again with another Musings, the show where we pick you 3 questions and you get to answer them. I have my say, then I read out your say. It's all done on Twitter. If you want to get involved, look out for them every Wednesday. So yeah, let's go. Question 1: out of all the rumoured players in the transfer window, which one would you most like to see? Which one would you want to see the most come in this window? Well, we've been linked with 4,722 players. At the crux of it, the one that you most want to see is a striker. Let's be honest, we've had long enough now to go and find one after Seb Haller sort of departed. Moyes been here for 2 years, and we really haven't found a replacement for Haller or found someone that Moyes wants. So you would want to see a striker come in. Of all the rumoured ones, Barbosa. Now, I've heard rumours that Moyes didn't like him. Apparently the deal was all done and Moyes just didn't fancy it. There was obviously rumours about defenders like Coletta Carr I'd like to see come in. But the one I would most like to see come in, someone that I think would fit our system most, is Jonathan David. I think he would be a magnificent signing. Will it happen? Probably not. We've got just under a week left. We're slipping out the top 4 race, and that's down to squad quality. So we need a good goal scoring centre forward. Like I would say Jesse Lingard, but I honestly don't think Jesse Lingard's going to get done. I really don't. He's not coming back. I don't think Man United would allow him to come back. Taking him out of the equation, Jonathan David is the one I'd like to see. Right, let's take your comments to see who you would like to see come in. JP Hammer says, Coletta Carr, 100%. Dawson should not have to be our number 2 centre-back, so he's after a centre-back. Stevie says, a player who could come straight in and do a job, but with Moyes bedding in scheme, which is at least 3 months, whoever we get, we won't get a sniff till next season. Bino83 makes a good point here. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he says, which is the rumour, but I think he's just injured too much. I think, like, especially over the last couple of seasons, he's had a lot of injuries. I think Akititi, maybe, or Carvalho seems really interesting and exciting talents that would boost the squad. James Fever, Fatboy Fever 16 says, Keen Lewis Potter from Hull, the next Jared Bowen. Mavididi, he has what we are missing, play striker, but can also play from the left and has pace, which our left side is screaming for. No brainer, says Ben Personal. Adam Nunn puts a picture. I can't put a picture up, sorry Adam. Zach goes back to Jesse Lingard. I don't even know our targets we've been linked with, but he's played for us before. I know he'll give us 100%, and we really have to rely on Antonio as our only striker. Then at least Bowen can play there too. Grant Coxford again says Jesse. Brendan Goge says, would love to see us bring in Coletta Carr, tall, strong, young centre-back who would form a great partnership with Zuma for many years. Munyano says, Patrick Schick, I think his style of play and his physical build would make him the best fit of all the strikers we've been linked with. That's a good point. I forgot about him, to be honest with you. Brenton Diaz for sure, need backup to Mickey, says Mickey Stanton. I think we should be looking to replace Mickey. And I don't mean that rudely, but you know, if you're going to get someone in, you want to get better than you've already got. Lee Dangerfield, he's not feeling positive. He says, we'll get fuck all at this rate. And Sam says, it has to be a striker. I'd love Calvert-Lewin, but we don't have that kind of ambition. It's actually quite ridiculous how long we've played a winger up top and can't go any longer. And one more, Connor Hayes says, Jonathan David agrees with me, would be the one. I know it didn't work out with Haller, but someone from a top European league and young is what we need, especially as it's a striker which may be able to help us kick on, because it's only a matter of time before we have none when Antonio's injured. Absolutely, mate. Question 2. After all is said and done, if we fail to get our transfers over the line, especially for a striker, is it acceptable from the manager? Now we've got a week, so the next time you see this Musings, I think it would be over, if I'm right. Yeah, it would be over. I've got to say no. I know January is tough, and I was talking about this on a show yesterday. January is a tough month to go and get your business done, but you've had a summer. And we didn't get a striker. We sold Haller last January, so it's about a year ago now he left. You've had a whole summer to go and recruit. Why they keep on saying they're not ready for these transfer windows is beyond me, because the gaps in our team are, they're quite evident. And not team but squad. Gaps in our squad are quite evident to see. You got players playing through injuries like Dawson. So no, I've got to say no. It's not acceptable. And I like David Moyes. I really like David Moyes. I think he's the best manager that we've had since probably John Lyall. If he goes on to win a trophy or gets to a final or something, I think he will be considered there. But his differing in transfers is concerning, a little bit concerning, because we've put ourselves in a position 2 years in a row now where we're in a strong position come Christmas, come the January transfer window. And I always said this before the January transfer window come. We put ourselves in that position and then go and get your business done early. Again, we just haven't done that. We haven't done it, and we've lost crucial games and lost the grip on it. You get them signings in early, then Man United games and Southampton games, you can change up the style of play a little bit and get more people on board. There could be different outcomes, which they're going to end up costing us dear. But we can't go the rest of the season with what we've got, just flogging the same 11. We've got the FA Cup in the next game with Kidderminster, and then you go on to the 5th round if we win that. We've got the last 16 of the Europa League, which we don't know we're playing yet. But again, their competitions have come thick and fast, and then you've got teams around us that are all playing games, and we've got a couple of games in hand and all of that sort of stuff. So flogging the same squad over and over and over again with positions missing for a team in this position is, I don't think, acceptable from the manager, and I don't think it's acceptable from the board to allow him to do it. It just shows for me the level of their ambition. What do they want to do? It doesn't look like they want to push on, which is what they promised us. They've put us in a position. Now they've got a chance to shut us all up. We've been banging on about how they ain't doing it for 5 years, and they don't take the opportunities. Let's take your comments. Gavin O'Flynn says, point blank, no. I understand that everyone else is looking for players and everything, but we're still around the top 4, still in the FA Cup and in the quarterfinals of the Europa League, last 16, mate. Hopefully we'll be in the quarterfinals, and still can't get it done. That's poor even for us. Jay the Jet says, if we don't get a striker, the club have to look at the strategy. Who are we targeting? Is it too many targets? We have now been without a second striker for 12 months, which isn't acceptable if we want to progress football club. If Moyes doesn't get a striker early in, it falls on him. Signings have passed by, and Moyes' stubbornness is shown for the rest of us to see. Sort it out, Dave, says James. It's very hard to pinpoint the blame in this situation because we don't really know it's West Ham or the other teams. For example, Man United are making it difficult, making the transfers so difficult to get over the line. That said, all this trying to find the right player business is bullshit. Steve V says no, after well over a year, he still cannot identify a striker. He should be doing his homework on the January window long before it opens. Players are watching the window also, and a lack of ambition taking us forward. We'll see Declan, Jared and Pablo be the first three wanting out. Stevie again says, over the last few weeks, Moyes has not looked happy at all, and I mean he is very unhappy for some reason. I will say this, if Big Dunk is put temporary charge till the end of the season, then mark my words, Moyes will go back like a shot. Really? Adam, no, it's not. It's unacceptable. We knew what we needed, and he's had the time to go and get some players in. Manager 100%, says Connor Hayes. Look what Moyes has done is unbelievable, but no manager should be waiting 2 years for the right striker. It's ridiculous. There is plenty out there. Anything is literally better than what we have now. We have to call things out for what they are, says Matty Stainton. And no, it wouldn't be acceptable. It doesn't mean we should all turn on Moyes because he has done an absolute wonders at our club. But I do think we need some new faces for morale in the group as well as performances on the pitch. Grant Cox was not even close from the manager. And Zach says, no, it isn't. Moyes has had the whole season to identify targets. I know he has a habit of leaving it till late, but considering the position we're in, it's simply not good enough. And fantastic. And number 3, with a trip to Kidderminster on the horizon, What are your memories, good or bad, of playing lower league opposition? Now, I could go through a million, trillion instances of playing lower league opposition, and good memories, bad memories. I remember, an honourable mention to Emily in the FA Cup. I thought that was a wonderful game. We scored very early on. I got absolutely drenched before kick-off because it was like a biblical storm. It was freezing cold. I was wearing just a tracksuit, but we scored early on. It looked like it was going to be a blitz, and they spiritedly fought back. And before we sort of nicked it at the death, 2-1 to them, and they got a standing applause. I think them sort of moments are fantastic for lower league opposition. But the worst one, I think, going back, I mean, I've had some recent ones. AFC Wimbledon, getting beat by them, 4-0 by Oxford, and all of that sort of thing. And we thought that that West Ham was behind us now, and I think we will beat Kidderminster. But I've seen some. But there was one in particular, and it was we lost 1-0, and I believe it was to Wrexham. It was a replay. It was at Upton Park. I think it was the week after, or a couple of weeks after, the one where Porfirio scored in the snow. I think so. And we lost 1-0 to them. And I just remember it was a bleak performance, a bleak night. And I don't think I've ever walked out of a ground so dishevelled in my life. And I remember turning around to my dad and thinking to myself, like, what the fuck's going on? And he's like, that's what it's like supporting West Ham. Get used to it, basically. And I have got used to it. So, yeah, that was my one. The Wrexham one was, it really stuck in the back of my throat. But let's see some of yours. Stuart Wood said, I remember playing Emily FC about 97, 98. Struggled passes with them, strong side out. 2-1, I think. Remember promising not to call my future daughter Emily if we lost. And, of course, Wrexham away. Luton in a replay. I think, more recently, AFC Wimbledon. Wrexham away in January 97, snow-covered pitch with Hugo Porfirio lobbing into the Wrexham goal to give us a replay. It didn't matter, we lost the replay, that's the game I was talking about. Last minute at Upton Park, they were the days. Gary O'Flynn, Wimbledon sticks in my head recent years, terrible. James Fatboy Fever says, Wigan away, awful. The only time Arthur got something on target, you forgot about that, Wigan. Wimbledon was a shambles also. Dom got involved. 3 years today since AFC Wimbledon dumped us out 4-2. Nothing but pain of late. JP Hammer says Wimbledon and just puts a crying emoji. Grant Coxford getting knocked out by Oxford towards the end of the Manuel Pellegrini era. We were flirting with top four for a while back then as well. 4-0 loss to Oxford in 2019. Said Adam, that was one of Roberto's performances. I thought he had a good performance, but looking back at the goals, I don't think he ever died for a shot. Alex P from that 8-0 demolition of Macclesfield to getting, that was my son's first game, to get him first game at a new stadium. Sorry, he went to Upton Park. From 8-0 demolition of Macclesfield to getting humiliated 4-0 at Oxford, I think we can all agree Kidderminster is a banana skin that West Ham need to rise above. And Sam DT, 1966, he said, I remember getting knocked out of the League Cup by Chesterfield. I'll tell you what, I'm going to change mine. It's got to be Stockport, because I was there and it was I was only a kid. It was pissing down the rain, and obviously you get beat like that, and it was fucking horrible. But there we go. Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of the Musings. Go and check out all the content that we're just about to come up with. Leading up to the Kidderminster Harriers game, we'll be back for Friday Night Pint tomorrow. If you're new, subscribe. One thing left to say, come on you Irons.